So we continue from the previous video. So towards the end we were discussing that. So this was the energy, and this is the expression for the energy, and we made the assumption one can make a similarity between. I was explaining that one can make a similarity between NR and the R. So in connection with that, I should be writing that if I need to calculate the say NR square, and if I take that that sphere is having an energy less than or equal to say u, a limiting value u, I can write NR square is equal to 8 ml square divided by h squared into u, or I can write, which implies R is equal to root of 8 ml squared u divided by h square. So that is the information I can write about the R over there, right? And so I was telling that now I need to calculate the total volume. So that is the idea, right? So what is the volume here? The complication is that we have a 3n dimensional space, right? We have 3n. So since we have a 3n dimensional space, we have a general formula for calculating for a 3n dimensional space. So in general, volume of a 3n dimensional sphere of radius r is V of 3n r is equal to pi raised to 3n by 2 divided by 3n by 2 factorial r raised to 3n. So this is the general expression for any volume. You are convinced about this formula? Now let me try to explain this to you. If n is equal to 1, so what is the thing? We have a cubical volume, right? Simple volume. So if n is equal to 1, we should be getting 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? So that's a sphere. What is the volume of a sphere? It is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So cross check if you are getting this over here, right? So pi raised to 3 by 2 divided by 3n by 2 factorial. 3n by 2 factorial is 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 factorial. So what is 1 by 2 factorial? 1 by 2 factorial is root pi by 2, right? Which is which will give me pi divided by, right? This is how I will get into r raised to 3n, which is r cube. Yeah, this is 3. Sorry, I made a mistake. Pi raised to 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 into pi raised to half divided by 2, which is here, pi raised to half divided by 2, root pi by 2. I should not have written the whole in the root. So which will give me, if I take the r raised to 3, right, because n is equal to 1, I will get naturally 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? So that is it. And yeah, so 4 by 3 pi r cube, so which is for a simple n is equal to 1 system. So this is the general volume. So what I want to tell you is that this is the general volume for a sphere of 3n dimensional space. So now in our case we have a peculiar situation, right? Because we have only positive numbers for the nx and the ny. So we need to take only we are allowed to take only the positive edge of this sphere. So we are not allowed to take this full volume. If we need to calculate the volume of this system, in our case we are not allowed to take the full volume. Instead, we are allowed to take only the wedge or the quadrant with the positive nx and ny, and nz. So therefore, what we are constrained to take the first quadrant of the sphere. Now that can be written as the volume of the first quadrant can be written as 1 by 2 raised to 3n, right? In our simple cubic, how much would it be? You would have written it as 1 by 8, right? So 1 by 2, here in the 3n general case, it is 1 by 2 raised to 3n, pi raised to 3n by 2, n by 2 factorial r raised to 3n. So that will be the expression. Now if we calculate the omega, what was our conclusion earlier? We will just calculate the volume, and then that volume will be equal to the number of microstates, because this volume is made of different cubes of unit volume. So if I take the volume, that will be equal to the number of unit cubes inside that volume, and the number of each cube of unit volume represent 1 microstate. So therefore I can write omega of uv is equal to 1 by 2 raised to 3n, pi raised to 3n by 2 divided by 3n by 2 factorial, and r raised to 3n. So now I have written the expression for r over here, right? Root of 8 ml squared u by s squared, and therefore I can write, so that I will substitute over here. I can write 8 ml squared u divided by s squared raised to 3n by 2, right? Because r is equal to 8 ml squared u by 8 squared. So I just substitute all that over here. And on simplification, I can write L cube is equal to the volume, and therefore I can write V by h cube raised to n 2 pi m u raised to 3n by 2 divided by 3n by 2 factorial. And therefore so this is the expression. This is what our aim was. The aim was to calculate the omega, and this expression gives me the expression for the omega, and of course it is proportional to the v raised to n also, right? So I am safe that way also. So therefore, if I need to calculate the entropy of the system, S is equal to k ln omega is equal to k n ln v by h cube 4 pi. So you can check yourself if you get this S from this expression. One has to always apply the Stirling's formula. Ln of n factorial is equal to n ln n minus n. So you apply that also there, and then you will get this expression kn ln v by h cube 4 pi mu by mu raised to 3 by 2 pn plus 3 by 2 nk. So we will continue with our rest of the discussions in the next class. So be prepared. We need to do some kind of cross-checking on this entropy value in the next class, and we make some kind of conclusions based on this entropy. Okay, see you.